Good evening there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the LGL2 presents the Esports Challenger Series powered by ZOTAC Gaming. It's your boy Aggressive with the hot seat with CCV. He's now back after his long little break. He's all suited up. He's all ready. And here we are today for the playoffs. It's been a pretty decently long journey for all of these teams. They had to grind through the qualifiers 1 and qualifiers 2 to reach here on the stage. And hey, we got a banger one for you right up the get-go. Let's head on down over onto today's matchups and see exactly which of these two teams are going to be playing. Which will be a best of 3 of Velocity Gaming going up against the side of Lethal Esports. And honestly, CCB, I don't think there is a better start to this matchup. It's going to be an old teammate going up against each other. I love this story
going on. Exactly. That's that. And also, we have your classic case of underdogs as well up against the giants. You have Velocity Gaming participating. You've got Lethal Esports making a name for themselves. The roster changes, like you just mentioned, Marzel coming in as well. So with that in mind, yeah, the storylines that are being set and that have been set for this matchup are right there for everyone to witness, for everyone to enjoy. And for that very reason as well is what excites us. But overall, taking a look at all of the matches that will be taking place, I mean, now we're in the main event. We have the 8 teams in front of us. So taking a look at the brackets, we can see all the matchups that will be taking place. If you already did not know the brackets, well, here you can see them in front of our screens. We have our qualifier 1, we have Velocity up against Lethal Esports. Quarterfinal 2, True Rippers and M42. Then we have Medal Esports and Reckoning. And finally, in our last match of the upper brackets, we will have Revenant Esports up against Enigma Gaming. Now, granted, this is a double elimination system. If the teams do lose, they will still get a second chance to stay in the tournament and make a journey from there.
It will be a pretty long journey, though, when you consider sheer talent on every single one of these teams. It's going to be a pretty tough one for them to come on back from all of it. But hey, I really do believe that going through the lower brackets is not a bad thing. You play a lot more matches, you gain a lot more experience, and you have a chance to prove yourself that you deserve to be on this stage. And that is what will take you down to the next level. But at the same time, let's see exactly what kind of level the members of Lethal Esports are. And as we head on down over onto their team intro, and hey, CCV, tell us right through the roster.
Man, the Lethal Esports roster, we know a lot of these players and we have seen them in different rosters and, in different compositions as different teams. Now, as players, we are very well aware with all the gents in front of our screens. We know their play style, we know how they play. We've seen their performances as well here in Qualifier 2. We have seen them qualify. But as this roster, it's still quite new, it's still quite fresh. However, because of the fact that they've qualified right here into the Challenger Series, into the main event, shows that they 100% do possess the potential and they do not lack in the manpower, they do not lack in the firepower at all. They have all the necessary requirements to be a top tier team in South Asian Valorant. But now, in their opposition currently, today, their opponents, top tier team in South Asian Valorant, they may just be the top dogs, Velocity. They're no joke. Everyone, and I mean this, everyone in South Asia knows about this roster.
If you don't know about this roster, you're probably living under a rock in that case, because they pretty much have won it all.
Yes.
Name any TZ tournament, and I'm pretty sure that Velocity were either in the top 3 or they pretty much won the thing. Talk about any tournament in the entirety of South Asia, this team has already left their mark. And here today, Challenger Series, they're going to try to do it once again. I don't really know what exactly this team have in store for us this time. Because consider something, Morzel is on the opponent's side. And
Hmm.
Morzel, being part of this old roster, he knows a lot of the tricks. He knows a lot of the strategies that they could employ. But then again,
Exactly.
let's see the player head to head because I am really, really excited to see who are the ones who are going to be in the spotlight. Who are the ones who's going to try to butt their heads together or maybe just frag out of their minds. And hey, and this time
Oh,
around, we're going on Sensei and Deathmaker. Sensei, granted, he has been playing a lot more matches in comparison to Deathmaker, but Deathmaker's stats, man, it's quite strong.
absolutely, yeah. And both the players as well, I mean, never mind the map you will be seeing, never mind, which map these teams will be playing. Both of them, chances are that 90% of the time they will be on the jet. And that's exactly what's going to be interesting because if ever in a Valorant composition there is 100% certainty that a player is going to be playing an agent, it's usually the jet main. Now, obviously, that changes when I say 100%, it's not really 100%. However, most likely in today's matchups, irrespective of what maps we'll be seeing in the best of three, Deathmaker and Sensei will be on the same agent, and it's going to be up to them to show to the viewers who can make better use of that agent, who can give a better performance, not just individually by fragging out their mine, using the Bladestorm, using the operator, however, helping their team overall, helping in the attacks by being the spearhead in those executes, or even helping in the defense by being the first line of defense as soon as the attackers come knocking at your door. So Deathmaker up against Sensei, well, keep in mind, everyone watching, keep an eye out on the top right hand side of your screen as soon as we jump into the game. The kill feed is exactly where you'll be seeing these two names be popping off a lot.
Hey, or they could be easily shut down as well. Whenever
Oh,
you are in
yeah.
the spotlight, you gotta know that you have a massive target on your back, and everyone's gonna try to
Right.
throw their utility towards you, or they are gonna try to avoid you as much as they possibly can. But the
Mhm.
strategies really does depend on the map now, doesn't it? Let's head on down over towards
Yes.
the map video screen and see exactly what the teams have picked up for us, because the maps will paint a pretty, let's
Ooh,
say,
this is
grim picture for the side of Lethal Esports, because Breeze, Icebox, Bind. Breeze, historically the best map for velocity. They have what, an 85, 87% win rate, if I remember correctly, off the top of my head, the last I checked it. On
yeah, it's
Breeze.
quite high. That's the
On
thing.
it's just mind-boggling that Lethal didn't ban out Breeze.
And then proceeded to pick up Icebox. Look, the only thing supporting the members of Lethal right now is the map of Bind. But as everyone can see, the problem being Bind is the decider map. To reach there, the members of Lethal Esports have to win out either Breeze or Icebox. And both of those maps, yes, you can win on them, but the problem really lies who they are up against. As Aggressive, you just mentioned, they're up against Velocity on Breeze, exorbitantly high win rates. Even on Icebox as well, we saw Velocity playing there in the qualifiers, I believe, a couple of times at the very least, or at the very least, we have seen them play in their journey in South Asian Valorant in general. We know how deadly the members of Velocity are. So it's going to be difficult. But now coming back to Breeze, the compositions are going to be interesting. And I believe. But my bigger question lies in what comp are Lethal going to go for and what are they going to be playing?
I really do believe that Breeze now has shifted a little bit more to favoring maybe the chamber over the cipher. Cipher used to be such a strong pickup on Breeze. Initially, I hated the cipher idea because
Hmm.
what would the cipher really do here?
Chambermaid.
But the camera placements and the level of information that cipher gain is pretty much second to none. But then again, how much information are you required to have on this map in particular? If you just have that raw fragging potential that a chamber can break down the table with the to the force and of course the headhunter and the sheer movement capabilities of the rendezvous, you have so much to work with, and you don't even need to be on a scare situation of where do you place your traps. You cover such a massive area that can completely change the flow of the battlefield. But then again, As we head on down over towards the agent selection screen, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be witnessing exactly what these teams have in store for us. Marzel straight up going towards the Sova. Like, I don't know about this. Marcel's been playing so many different roles and playing as the support in a lot of different situations for Lethal that could it be a detriment is the real question down the line.
Let's see. Yeah, a lot of interesting things. Now, the good thing is we will finally see Velocity launching
Okay,
full-fledged
just a KO on Breeze.
on attacks. I mean, yeah, usually it is the sky, isn't it? Yeah, it's whenever you see double initiator, you do see the sky. Amaterasu and the KO. Interesting. As for the side of
I like the
Lethal,
idea
they've gone
actually.
for double. Wait, I'm sorry. They've gone for double duelist. Right. Okay.
A
A
very
lot of
south, a very Southeast Asian composition when you think about it. This is a common comp for Pure
yeah.
Rex.
Mm-hmm. Man. All right. So, A, we are not going the conventional route when you see double initiator, including Sova and Sky. And B, we are seeing two different compositions. On one hand, Lethal have gone for double duelist, and on the other, the members of Velocity, they have opted for double initiator. So, it's going to be an interesting dynamic because Breeze, in theory, again, large map, wide map, more specifically as well. You have a lot of room to play with, you have a lot of room to work with as well, and so does your utility. So keeping that in mind, it's going to be interesting seeing the information game being played out from both of the rosters, seeing how well can they gather info about their opponents and act on it.
Yeah, that is for certain. But then again, I like the idea of the KO pickup. Initially, my brain was like, wait, what are they going to accomplish with the KO? But I really do believe, especially with the chamber meta coming into play, with so many abilities just causing an entire cluster bomb to just explode in front of your face as soon as you're trying to take an angle fight. KO is the perfect answer to all of it. And especially on such a massive map, if you use one null command, you can immediately rush in towards the side and the Viper can't do anything about it. Can't put up a wall, can't create any form of a smoke and mirror tactic. It completely changes it up, but Sensei, okay. He wanted to take a very aggressive battle and he nearly paid for it with his life. Controls gonna be present. Oh, the bodies are piling up as well, but still, from both sides, we do have the trades, but Velocity, they're very low levels when it comes down to their HP. Still, man advantage going in the favor of the side of Velocity, still holding down strong. Deathmaker coming in from the sidelines, being able to take down Android. And that's pretty much it. They get the final pickup and a couple of final kills as well from that end. Oh.
All right, Marzel. He's got a bit of utility to work with. Recon move, shot, dart.
Oh
and he can isolate his gunfights. He almost had that health. 24 HP survives. Oof.
That was too close for comfort.
Very extremely close call right there for the members of Velocity. They gave away those gunfights. I mean, yeah, granted, multiple members on their side were on low HP. However, still, Marzel, you can't just, walk into his crosshairs expecting to win the duel. After all, you know him best. You know how unintended lethal he can be. But regardless of that, Velocity, they do win out the pistol round and they go for your standard anti-eco. We will be seeing Spectre's full armor, Lethal as well, a couple of guns being forced from their side. Marshall versus Marshall, and it's going to be Deathmaker.
Beautiful.
Already, the head-to-head that we witnessed in the pre.
Yeah, pretty standardized when it came down to that, and Deathmaker with a Marshall just as deadly as his rifle. He knows exactly what he needs to do to try and hold it all down, but then again, Lucia, he needs to literally pull out a rabbit out of his hat, but then again, Rafa's gonna be the one to do it instead. Helep didn't clear his corners religiously, and he's gonna get caught out because of it. One Spectre now going in the favor of the side of the defenders, and oh boy, it's gonna be Marcel just coming in clutch every single time. Rafa chiming on in from the back end as well, and now they're pincer from two sides. Where are you gonna go? Where are you gonna run, buddy? Because now is where the real damage is about to start ticking in. And Deathmaker, he's on so low of an HP level. This could just be bad. Shots are gonna be taken, but it's gonna be missed out as well. And Android, goodbye, good night, but no! Android! Beautiful flick on towards the face of Deathmaker. Deathmaker, you expected it, but the timing was not on his side. He wanted to take the duel, but he overthought the process. And that's going to be a thrifty round going in the favor of the side of the defense.
Oh, this is trouble. Trouble. For Velocity right here, one of the worst things that can happen to you in Valorant economically is winning the pistol, but losing your anti-eco. This means that Lethal Esports, I mean, yeah, they themselves will be in an interesting position financially. However, the members of Velocity, yeah, they are vulnerable. Bare bones buy for their side, 2 sheriffs, couple of armors thrown here and there. There's still the marshal. Meanwhile, you have 5 full rifles and full armor as well for Lethal. They are balling in weaponry and armory. They have all the confidence in the world because they know they can peak these duels. Meanwhile, you've got someone like Deathmaker who has the Blade Storm, and he can use that to the best of his abilities. After all, it's not a gun, and we know Deathmaker, how well he can use those blades. Speaking of those, he gets the opening kill of the round, however, is quickly shut down by his arch nemesis for the time being. That's going to be Sensei. Both teams have taken a hit, and now Velocity are looking to hit a bomb site. That's going to be A for the time being in their plans. However, it's not going according to their plans. They've lost another member, and they're just looking for trades.
He needs to find this kill, but I don't think he's gonna get it. Marcel, wise for his years, knows exactly that he needs to get out away from this. Vibor, though, giving away the position, but Sensei, he was not ready for it. Vibor,
Shot.
depth from above, positions are good, and he completely blocks off any form of backup that could be coming in to try and stop the spike plant. Right to Ace gets a free plant, and they're coming in late, Lethal. Their positions are unknown, I think. They're walking into the awaiting arms of Vivor. Thrifty for a thrifty?
I mean, yeah, I guess so. This was, in a way, a thrifty round because Lethal went all in on their buy, and now Velocity, not only did they manage to win, but they managed to take 3 guns, 3 rifles with them, free of charge, and get all the bonuses they would by saving their credits. This is really an economic war, more so, primarily because, I mean, see how chaotic, not chaotic, but like how uncertainly these rounds are going. Out of 3 rounds, 2 of them have been thrifties. You do not expect that probability, like you do not expect that statistic to happen ever. So the teams, all of them have to be extremely careful with every single step they take and every single gunfight they get in, because sooner rather than later, when you never expect it, you're gonna get thriftied.
Yeah, but at this point, it's all about the heroes. And Rafa is going in for a pretty strong Hero Vandal, and it's working out beautifully. I don't know why, but the meta of the Hero Vandals or the Hero Phantoms coming out recently has completely shaken up the entire meta for Valorant. These early round ecos could just be the best thing for them, but Sensei peeking out a little bit too wide, gets caught out by the Amaterasu, and immediately the man advantage that they did have completely nullified. But with Velocity prepping themselves up for an A-side hit, Rafa, you need to show up massively for this one. Ooh, he has the timing. Perfect.
He gets
That's
1,
done.
2. Oh!
The hero Vandal just works, man. If you have a
My
hero Vandal
God.
on your side, it's just beautiful.
It is currently out of 4 rounds, 3 of them have been thrifties. It is a 75% thrifty rate. I've never seen that in Valorant, and I'm someone who plays in bronze and silver. I have no clue how this is happening. What is the probability of this happening? But finally, I guess we see an end to the thrifties. Both of the teams will be going for their full buys. And now the thing is, now it's not just about the economy. It's about the alt economy. Lethal Esports, they've got, the Empress on Reina right now. That's only one. However, I believe they're very close to some of their other alts. Velocity, on the other hand, well, already we can spot the Tore Force is going to be used. And yeah, this round, in my opinion, may just be one on the back of the ultimates being used by both of the teams, who can utilize them more efficiently and effectively, because the guns are pretty much the same, with the exception of that one operator. Marcel versus Amaterasu.
Oh my god, they know.
Marcel has spotted him.
Oh, dude, Marcel. He thought that Amaterasu didn't see him. Not gonna lie, even I would have held that angle, so I don't even play Marcel for that. But Amaterasu, spot him on the corner of his eye. Gets that first initial kill, and to lose your soul, but this early on the defensive side, could just
Oh,
spell doom for you down the line.
this is interesting. Velocity, they know that Lethal Esports will go into the bomb side because of the
Oh,
fact that
that's a costly miss.
it was a kill, and now Velocity push up mid, going for a B execute. Android from the sides gets one. Vibho pushed into the bomb side. However, everyone in Velocity has been shut down. Rafa Lucia, the angle they were holding, Roy to Ace can't get his shots lined up entirely for the time being. Tagged Sensei, just the slightest bit. However, yeah, this is a round gone in favor of Lethal Esports. Velocity struggling a little bit. Oh, good shot for Right2Ace. Can he clutch this? Highly unlikely. However, if he
The right
could
to
isolate
clutch.
these gunfights, if he could have isolated those gunfights, it could have been something. But no, Lethal Esports win the round, keep the operator.
Yeah, that's a hard one. Way that it goes down. It's a 3-2 scoreline. Not much you can do to try and get yourself back out of that sticky situation, but ouch, that's gonna hurt. Because
Hey, it's another thrifty.
yeah, but then again, look at Vibor. He's the one now buying the hero vandal. I love the fact that this has become a thing now. Everywhere, even in rank, someone will buy a hero vandal, and if they're confident enough, they're gonna win you the round. We just need one kill to make it snowball out of control. But Amaterasu, yeah, he's the first casualty instead.
Right, so Velocity, they have
Oh.
information about the members of Lethal Esports, and now they'll be acting on it as well. The man count has been equalized. Deathmaker, as a true Jet main, was being the spearhead of the attack. Now he has been shut down again. Jet versus Jet. It's a saga that has been going on. It's a saga that will continue. Elf in that corner, tagged up. Marzel now doubting. Is Helf really there? Nah, he peeks the angle, gets the kill with the Vandal. Vibho takes his position, and Vibho manages to get the drop onto Sensei. That's 2 kills for Velocity. They regroup near mid, but what they don't know is that there's someone lurking behind them. That's going to be Android. If he can get even a single kill, highly beneficial. Chances are he can get both of them. Right to Ace on 5 HP. This Chamber, ever so important that he gets a bit of information right now, but no, Velocity get free passage into the B bomb side. And because of that, they'll be planting the spike, and this turns into a post-plant scenario.
No, this position is beautiful for him. Android, he's making noise, but then again, Vibor, that wall is so beautiful. It completely covers out tunnels as well and gives him the opportunity to throw the Viper Spit. Oh, this is bad. Android, he's playing a different game out here, pushing out that from the front. The shots are not getting clean, though. That's gonna hurt. But then again, Vibor, it's his turn to come in and play. He has the pit, but Android just reads him like an open book.
Right. So that's going to be a round going in favor of Lethal Esports. Quite close there. I mean, they did suffer a couple of casualties, but now still, good thing is that they win the round, and the round count is really what's keeping them alive for the time being. They have a 2-round advantage over Velocity. If they can ward off the members of VLT in the upcoming round, the round that's going to take place right now, round number 7, then something can happen. But as we just see, it's going to be a tactical timeout taken by the members of Velocity, and for good reason as well. They're in a deficit of 2 rounds. Their full buy rounds aren't working. Whenever Velocity have propped up an execute, this has happened for 2 rounds. Even if they go on the A bomb side or if they go on the B bomb side, instantly Lethal Esports shut down that execute. They have the crossfires being maintained, and everyone from VLT gets gunned down. So this is probably what VLT will be discussing. They'll be discussing, boys, how do we make sure if we are executing onto a bomb site, it is a successful execute and we don't run into a massacre.
I do believe that with this pause, they can finally figure out the fact that I believe they're overthinking everything way too much. They're playing extremely slow, waiting for the members of Lethal to make the mistake, but Lethal are just not even overcommitting to anything, and even when they overcommit, Velocity, the angles that they're holding, they're not expecting any of it. And in some ways, I really do believe that Helef on the lurks, he's not showing any form of confidence in the way that he's holding angles or peeking. You can see Helef, he's shaking in a lot of different scenarios. He just needs to be a lot more in tune with himself and just have that confidence to take a peek and take a fight. If he's not able to do that, he's gonna get thrashed around by the defenders. He's in really good positions. Helef's been able to get such forward lurks, but he hasn't been able to get the picks. And that's hurting quite a lot for the attacking side. Oh, baby, that's where you start. You don't overthink the commitment. You just rush the side, and that's how you take the control away from the defense.
Yeah, and now they've locked off the bomb site as well. First it was the Viper split, then it was the fragment from KO. Everything preventing the members of Lethal Esports from pushing in. And now you have the Hunter's Fury coming up from right to ace. Deathmaker with his second kill in the round. Rafa pushes up. However, even he's denied in this gunfight. And not much the surviving members of Lethal Esports can do. They can hold the crossfire. They can get one kill for the time being. That's a second. Okay, the tides are turning the momentum going in favor of the defense. However, they choose to make the smarter decision. For now, they've temporarily backed off because look at Sensei, look at his HP. He's got the AWP, and even Lucia as well. Yeah, 12 HP. Now, Lethal Esports know it's a lost cause. They'll be falling back, saving their guns. VLT, like you said, aggressive. They just went for it, entirely went for a rush. I think, yeah, the two things that worked for Velocity were A, you mentioned that don't overthink things, just commit to the push, and B, they went for an all-out early rush. That was the key to their success as well. They didn't waste a lot of, not waste, but like they didn't use up a lot of time and, execute in the mid rounds after they got like map control or something. Because had they done that like the previous rounds, they would have given information to Lethal Esports. VLT were like, bam, we're gonna go into the B bomb side. Exactly what they did, and look where it ended up.
Yeah, sometimes the fast rushes can just completely throw the pacing off your opposition. They're not going to be ready for it. But then again, after you do it, that's when the real problems will start to arise. Rafa, though, taking a little bit of an aggressive control on towards Halls. And Lucia, beautiful off angle by the man. Here comes the push out. And the Jet's going to be able to entry on towards the side. But then again, small little bit of a victory. Not too great. Deathmaker. Casual spam through the smoke, and he's gonna be able to get a kill. Poor Sensei, he didn't even know what hit him.
For the time being, the post on is really, working like for Velocity. However, they need a kill to alleviate some of the pressure because everyone from Lethal Esports will be converging on this post on setup, and already we see that. However, Rafa, he loses his life, so does Marcel. Lucia gets a trade, yes. However, he's one of two surviving members against a force of 4. And Lethal Esports now, they cannot get this. Lucia, really the last man standing, gets another kill. However, Velocity, after the tactical timeout, managed to equalize the score. It's gone from a 4-2 to a 4-4.
Fast, simple executes. That's how you throw your opposition off, and that's how you get your own confidence up as well. That's the thing here. Sometimes you'll witness this when it comes down to a lot of the other teams in regions like NA in Europe, where they sometimes just go in for fast rushes just to build up that confidence before they switch out their strategy into something a little bit more different. Playing default is fine, but if you start up with your defaults, then don't you think the opposition team are already expecting the play? Do you not think that they already know what you're trying to plan and go for?
True.
So sometimes going in for these fast rushes, just trying to take out these aim deals can build up your own team synergy and get the blood flowing in the game by itself. And that's exactly what Velocity have done. 4-4, possibility of going to a 4-5. Here comes the push, but the angles, man! The drone didn't clear on the left side. Poor Helef. He pays a price for it, but still his teammates are able to pick up the pieces. And Deathmaker, beautiful precision. But Sensei from the side, it's gonna be able to make a little bit of shishimi for himself.
Once more, it's one Jet getting rid of another. Lethal Esports suffer defeat. Velocity, they did take a couple of heavy hits in that round, considering it was a thrifty from their opposition. Velocity didn't have to pay the brunt with a bit of an expensive round. However, they still got the win. And honestly, now that we are nearing the final 3 rounds of the first half, the credit economy starts to matter less and less. All 10 of the players, they've got what, another cycle of ultimates remaining. Like every one of the members can get one more ult and try and use it. So yeah, ult economy, credit economy not mattering too much. Now the only thing that matters is how many rounds you have to show for your team after the half ends. And for the time being, this round, 100%. looking like it's gonna go in favor of Lethal Esports. Look at the angle Sensei is holding. You also have Rafa pushing down mid, and the pressure is being maintained on the members of Velocity. However, someone like Health, he's able to push up in a lurk position, near there, and try and flank the members of Lethal, but it's gonna be very difficult. Meanwhile, Android could have been difficult, could have been a whiff for him, but he gets the trade.
That's a dead.
And now,
Goodbye, right to ace.
Right to ace. Couldn't do much. So, Lethal Esports total control over this round.
Yeah, that operator was such a menace. Beautiful off angles from one side. Matarasu, this guy's good, but for how long is he going to be able to live through? This is a real question. One flash out, take a swing, but Sensei's already going to be able to hold that one down. That flash doesn't work for that long of a range, and Sensei was just out of the proximity for it. 5 and 5, they're going to be able to equalize. And on the last 2 rounds, they just need to survive here for a little while longer. But then again, you got to remember something. Here's CCV. Deathmaker is still not on the operator by himself. Sensei's the one who's playing it, and he's going to be the one to shut it down. But when Deathmaker gets that op in his hand on the defensive side, you know for a fact that only a miracle can save the members of Lethal, because they only have the Reyna blind to work with. And the Reyna blind is not good at deterring an operator.
That is true. Yeah, the operator can really be extremely valuable, especially with the off angles we are seeing these members hold. Now, speaking of the off, it's going to be Sensei. Beautiful shot.
Off is just...
He can get another. No. You have the poison cloud preventing him from seeing anything. Now the null command goes through. Rafa Lucia will be good for one. Can Lucia fall back safely? Temporarily only. Lethal do still have man advantage, and for the time being, that's what matters. Amaterasu is spotting another member. Couldn't get the drop. Right ace also falls. We were talking about the operator when this round was in the prep phase, and guess what? It's that very gun that allows Lethal to get 6 rounds in total. At the very least, if they can manage to get this half 7-5, they're going to prop themselves up in a great manner for the second half. However, I believe Velocity may just get the drop on them in this round, so we are expecting like a 6-6, or at least I am.
Gonna be an operator versus operator battle, pretty much. To the Force versus the 4700 credit weapon. I really do believe a lot of pressure falls onto Hela to find this first initial pickup. If he doesn't find this kill, though, it may just spell doom for the entirety of the team. But Sensei, beautiful peek, but at the same time, Helef, he just read him like an open.
Enemy mark.
Now though, the attack, they've gotten 1 kill in favor. They know that on the A bomb side there was the Viper. However, this makes it a whole lot better for the attackers as they as they were looking for the kills. Now they have been retaliated back. 2 kills in quick succession for Lethal Esports, preventing Velocity from pushing even more. As Rafa gets another, the crossfire is being maintained, and yeah, Velocity in an instant they've been shut down.
Is inside.
He can flank them, and you have health towards B main as well. Oh, he gets a double. He gets it. Of course, he does. Lucia holding the trade, holding the crossfire. Can he get the kill? He has been spotted, and health takes him down. This was an extremely close round. Had Amaterasu not done what he just did, had he not gone for the flank, it would have gone in favor of Lethal Esports. But Velocity, they managed to win it.
There's nothing really more that you can tell about that situation. 6 and 6, and Amaterasu once again being the IGL just casually walks in through the side, tells LF that just wait, chill. I got the flank, I got the position, that I'm gonna be the one to go in for these kills. Beautifully done. Not a single beat has been skipped on that regard. And with that, good 6 and 6 scoreline for them. Not really the worst of situations, because now they're going on the defense. And Velocity as a team, we know them historically to be a much more defense favorite team. So they should be able to hold, but then again, we don't know just yet how things are going to play out. And Velocity, okay, a very aggressive push from the side of tunnels, but all the members of Lethal, they're over towards the other A side.
Yeah, Velocity do get information that no one's there on tunnels. However, can they cope up with this execute that's gonna happen on the A-bomb side? Everyone from Lethal has pushed up. They're looking to plant the spike. Can they hold the kill?
Nice one,
Yes, he
Vibor.
can. And he prevents the spike from going down. Important, because Velocity just buys them more time for their side. Rafa pushes up, gets one kill. Has to still stay near the bomb site. No, he won't be alive for a lot longer. Neither will Android. Lethal Esports falling by the wayside as there's a flank. And Sensei all by himself can't do much. Yeah, because of the fact that Vibho, he got the person planting the spike, bought a lot more time for Velocity, plus the fact that they were already like pushed up. We talked about that push that was happening near the B-bomb side. They were getting aggressive, they were getting the positions, and they were gaining more map control. Because they had the info that no one's on B, quick rotations to the A-bomb side, the flank was there, everyone was ready, and it worked out for VLT. This, however, I'm not really sure if it's gonna work out for which team. Because we have seen 3 thrifties so far when it was the first 4 rounds. So this early half time, it's very vulnerable for both the
A lot of
rosters. You don't
marshals.
know who's gonna win. Yeah.
These marshals can easily change the flow of the battle. And you know for a fact that I love the marshal, man. Marshal's just such a good weapon, and there's a reason for it. My god, Deathmaker, the micro adjustments are just so clean from this man whenever it comes down to his marshal peaks. Let it be 4,700 credits, let it be 950 credits. This man knows exactly how to squeeze out every ounce of value from that. But then again, you gotta look at the positions because Amaterasu, he's on backup duty, and Android needs to give up that angle immediately.
Oof.
Oh my god, that crosshair.
Crosshair, Jesus, that's... Oh god.
It's a big boy.
It's like a pool cue. It's like it's one of those. It's like a big one. Anyways. Oof.
He doesn't need to see the head, man.
Hey, Marzel believes when he shoots, the bullet goes through. Now it's going to be health shooting, and he gets the double. Ends the round. Simple round. I mean, yeah, we propped it up to be a very uncertain round, and honestly, it could have been. But Velocity, they managed to get the better of Lethal Esports. They win that round with only a single casualty. They'll be going for a full-on bonus. Meanwhile, Lethal Esports, they'll be going for the entire investment amount. I mean, they are going for everything right here. We can spot 4 rifles, armor has been bought. Lethal need to go for this round win, because if they lose, it's gonna mean Velocity very easily reaching double digits.
It's just not the best of positions for them. The board though. Just back on off and just wait and see how it all pans out. Deathmaker, hyper aggressive. Doesn't even stop for a single second. Goes for that control, and they know that the B side's empty. But then again, the A side, the retake playstyle that they're going in for, it's so surprising but so mind-boggling at the same time that they're able to find so much value purely based on the retakes. And Helef comes in strong from his side, being able to take down Lucio right off the get-go. But Android is trying to go in for damage control and clean up. But Fibor, he makes it even more mess out of all of it.
Once more, Velocity, proper retake going on, utility usage on point. You know, Marzel as well, his location was known to everyone. The recon bolt was there. You know, he was suppressed, couldn't use his abilities. Yeah, just unfortunate for the members of Lethal. Velocity once more take out the round, take out the guns for themselves that Lethal Esports bought. And the best thing for Velocity was they only suffered a single casualty. So now this is best case scenario for the side on defense. They have everything working for them. The credits, they have them. They have them saved up. They have weaponry. Their opposition doesn't have momentum. I mean, Lethal Esports haven't won a round for the past 4. So they are on a bit of a losing streak for the time being. And the buy of Lethal Esports, it's a very weak buy. A Guardian Spectre here and there. It's not really strong when compared to what Velocity have.
At this point, they have to be counting their stars to try and figure this one out, because the rounds are slipping away, man. Android, the rounds are slipping away, but a couple of lives are being taken as well in the process. And Rafa, he's casually walking in towards the side. If he has the timing, this timing could be crucial.
Ooh.
And right 2 Ace just walks into the awaiting arms of Rafa. Poor guy didn't even know what hit him. And Vibor, he's trying to finish this one off. Android holding down the corner, but he just needs to back on off. 6 and 10. Pretty much inevitable at this. Hey, I think the caster's curse is working. Hey, I did it.
Enemy remaining.
Ow.
Why do I always contradict myself every single time?
Oh, gets it. Right away gets it. Okay. Ooh, there have
Imagine
been a
if
lot of
Android
close
just
calls.
turned around and just...
Oh, wait, this happened to Velocity. Oh, the last match Velocity played here in the qualifiers against Fangs, there was a pretty, on the map of Icebox, Wibbo had a pretty unfortunate potato moment. It got really a lot of impressions on Twitter, and that's why I remember it. But it was an interesting one. So yeah, that stuff has happened to Velocity recently. But again, that was also the match Right to Ace got 19 KD. So what can we say? But regardless of that, Velocity now, they have a 4-round lead. Lethal Esports, they are ready for an A execute. However, they fear the same thing that's going to happen once more. Velocity's retake will just overwhelm the attackers and they won't be able to execute because of that. So they are delaying and delaying for the time being. A couple of ultimates on board for both of the teams, however, none being utilized right now. Android has been spotted in the corner. He needs to fall back. That's exactly what he does. And Lethal Esports delay their execute even further. Velocity manage to ward them
that's a
off.
free kill.
Look at this. Oh, Deathmaker. Excellent angle being held with the operator. You have someone like Health watching B as well. Where do Lethal go? Well, the only place that remains is mid. However, Velocity are checking this as well. Look at Amateras's positioning. VLT have every angle checked.
Enemy remaining. Strike down mid.
And I'm out of
Amazing.
my... Like, this guy just is on another level entirely. Lucia does get the off-guard kill on Amaterasu as he was moving forward. And it's done. Pretty much. Lucia doesn't even know what's gonna hit him soon enough. LF, a little bit of a scare there, but still he's gonna be the one thing to finish it all off. 6 and 11. And this is why you never challenge Velocity on the map of Breeze. Yeah, their attacking side, it's a little bit lackluster from time to time. They're still trying to work out the kinks there, but the defense... I'm shaking my head right now, ladies and gentlemen, back off camera. If you could see it, you just don't challenge Velocity on defense. This is why pretty much any team that go up against them know to ban out this map. And I do believe that Lethal Esports, they made a pretty grave mistake.
You want
by
to
keeping
play?
this map
Let's
open.
play.
Yeah, bold move, mistake, whatever you want to call it. It just didn't work. Health. It's been
He's making it
10
up.
seconds.
He's
It's
making up
been-
for the whiff.
It's been sorry, 10 seconds in the action phase. Man has gotten 2 kills on 2 support players. How do Velocity execute? They have how do Lethal Esports execute? My apologies. They have 2 duelists, but they don't have an initiator. Right is also holding the angle, sees 3 members. Can't get the drop on anyone, but what he can get is a lot of information. Webber capitalizes off of that. Will be good for 1 kill. And now, yeah, Velocity, they've suffered a couple of losses. However, I think they can secure the round. Yeah, they know about the positioning of the members, and then they can capitalize on the basis of that. It's gonna be, yeah, it's gonna be a round over. Deathmaker with the operator secures it, and Velocity secure match point for the time being.
6 rounds right after the second half ended. They haven't won a single round just yet. And their economy is good. They can go in for buys, but I don't know. Should I write off this map? But then again, you should never really say a team is done until it's on that 13 scoreline. But to win 6 consecutive rounds against Velocity, it
On
seems like a
defense, on
pretty
Breeze.
daunting. Yeah, it's a daunting task.
Mm-hmm.
I think that it's going to be falling on the first initial kill. If they're able to find it, then it's going to give them that opportunity. But that first kill is not going to come cheap.
Yeah, and Lethal Esports, I mean, they've got 3 ultimates. How do they use them? I mean, most likely they will be using the Viper Spit for a post-launch scenario. However, they need the Hunter's Fury. They need the Empress. They need something to allow the attackers to get into the bomb site to go for the plant. Because when we saw Lethal Esports going for the plant on the A bomb site, it did not work. Yes, a couple of times they got the spike down. Yes, that did happen, but everyone died. What's the point of that happening? You need to be in a good pre-plant and post-plant position. So, Lethal Esports, we spot the lone chamber looking towards Castle over on the B bomb side. That's going to be Android for the time being, and he's all alone. Made his position known, shot a couple of bullets. Yeah, not doing much. I guess he's trying to sell a fake, and for the time being, technically it's working. I mean, Amaterasu rotates
30
over,
seconds left.
but Deathmaker gets the drop on him, and now Velocity may get spooked a little as to what exactly is happening. Is it gonna be a push on the A bomb side from Lethal?
My
Yes, it will
God.
be. And exactly why Vibho falls back. Oh, it's a quiet push, but I think Vibho knows about this. He spots the barrel of the gun. That's one kill. Can he get another? No, he can't even escape. Lethal Esports.
Oh my God,
can't get a
Lucia!
strike down. Velocity, they may just win this. Sensei has got to
No
plant.
time!
Oh no!
One enemy remaining.
Good night.
Oh.
Defenders win.
Lobo get that last kill, send it back home packet. That was a sad one. Sensei couldn't even plan at that exact situation. That poor man, he knew that someone was at mid doors. Even if he went for the plan, he couldn't have gotten it. And Lethal, at the very end, they just couldn't take the
Yeah.
pressure. They didn't know how to shut down Velocity when it came down to their own defensive side. The way that they were holding down the angles, they were not overly aggressive. And even when they were overly aggressive, they used the KO utility to facilitate those pushes.
Right.
And it was just poetry in motion every single round in the process. Let's head on over towards the match highlights, relive all of those moments once again, top to bottom, because
Yes.
honestly, CCV, I'm surprised. I didn't expect Velocity to have such a strong defensive side playing purely off of the KO utility.
Yeah, the thing was that Velocity really had control over their defenses. Velocity had extreme control over, yeah, like you said, the entire map using the utility, and more so it was about the angles they were holding as well. I think there was one round I highlighted it where we all saw VLT were holding every single angle on the entire map, whether it was, towards attacker spawn, whether it was double doors mid, A main, all the members of VLT were watching and they were just waiting for Lethal Esports to peek their head, and then boom, it just worked. They ended up getting kills.
Yeah. Just needed a little bit of time. I feel as though as soon as that timeout came in, the entire dynamic of Velocity shifted. Much more confidence in the way that they were taking fights. They were able to be on that same level of communication. Everyone was hitting their shots beautifully as well. And then the members of Lethal did pretty much nothing to stop that either. Where were the pauses from their side when the momentum just completely went in the favor of the side of Velocity? You needed something there to change, and Lethal, they just kept on going in for a couple of the default strategies that they were normally going in for. Pushes through mid, players through tube, hoping in some way, shape, or form that, hey, maybe Velocity, they're going to start making mistakes, but Velocity, they didn't make any outlier mistakes that would have lost them the round. There was always that possibility of a trade, and that's why they were able to win here.
Yeah, exactly. No matter what it was, whether it was the trades, the individual gunfights, Velocity, in the second half, they were just looking a lot more confident. They were just looking a lot better. Early on, Lethal Esports, great showing from their side as well, 6-6. But in the overarching scheme of things, seeing the maps, yeah, Breeze being won 13-6. I mean, it was an overall wipeout from the side of Velocity, not giving even a single round in the second half. So they managed to win their own map choice. Now it's going to be, Icebox. But before
scored
that,
so
obviously we
good.
have, yeah, exactly, lovely scoreboard right here. And we can see the statistics far better. I mean, look at Deathmaker, 314 average combat score, 20 kills, 23 kills for him. Yeah, no one even comes close. No one else has crossed the 20 mark. So excellent performance from his side. And yeah, Velocity had total control of Breeze.
Yeah, Breeze is their playground for a reason. Before it was Haven, and now it's Breeze, man. Velocity, they're taking away every single map one at a time. But then again, Lethal, they still have their home pick to go in for. And Icebox could be a map that could send them back home as well, because Velocity, they have a track record on Iceboxes.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting as well. But for the time being, the teams, the players, they need a much needed break. They're gonna go over their strategies. They're gonna make sure everything is ready for Icebox, and so will we. So for the time being, keep watching. LG Ultragear presents the Esports Club Challenger Series with ZOTAC Gaming. We'll catch you after the short break. Welcome everyone to LG Ultragear presents the Esports Club Challenger Series with ZOTAC Gaming. I'm CC, joined alongside with Tracy, and we are bringing to you the upper bracket quarterfinals. We have started off with the main event. The teams are here. We have seen the first bit of gameplay. The first map between Lethal Esports and Velocity Gaming got over. VLT ended up winning their own map choice, the map of Breeze, 13-6. And now we have map 2. It has been chosen by Lethal Esports, and it's gonna be Icebox.
Yeah, Icebox is gonna be still a tough fight for the members of Lethal, regardless of what they feel much more comfortable in. But hey, you can give them the benefit of the doubt now, can't we? They should be able to perform. They should be the ones to take it all away. So let's give them that chance. Slow and steady wins the race here. One step at a time. Because Icebox is one of the maps that, hey, Velocity, they were the kings of Icebox before all of the Icebox changes. That's when we last saw Velocity perform on this map. But now with the new iteration, with the completely different sidelines, it being a lot more open, maybe Lethal are the ones that are the kings of Icebox now. And Velocity, they're just playing coy. We don't know just
Yeah.
yet. Depends on all the win rates. The numbers don't really matter here anymore. It's about the gameplay. But after what we saw from Velocity on Breeze, yeah, if they are able to replicate that performance on Icebox, things will be completely different.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, if Velocity can pull something like what they did on Breeze, they are going to be feared by every single team in the Challenger Series. As if they aren't already like feared by every team, like, oh God, we may be playing against Velocity very soon. Better be prepared. No, if Velocity went out on different maps in a similar result with a team against a team such as Lethal Esports, that necessarily will instill fear, and that will make other teams more cautious and put in a lot of effort in their game. So yeah, Velocity have a lot to prove here, but so do Lethal Esports. I mean, for their side, yes, they're a new team. Yes, it's not been a long time since they've been together. Unlike the Velocity roster, Lethal have had a lot of roster changes and stuff, and a lot has been going on with the players. However, they are showing the potential. Now, is the potential just because of the individualism that the players possess and like the individual capabilities and skills the players possess? Maybe, but not entirely. There is a little bit of foundation that's been laid in the Lethal Esports boot camp, and I'm not by boot camp, I don't mean a literal sense, but like, yeah, there has been that foundation. There is that trust and confidence. However, as every team needs to, as soon as they begin, they need to build upon that to the members of Lethal Esports. And this tournament right here, even if they don't end up winning or they don't do a lot, they will get a lot of experience, and now they'll be jumping into their second map against Velocity for even more experience. Jumping into the agent selection screen, we can see that, okay, Lethal, oh, they've gone for it. Already, we are spotting double duelists from their side. Once more, it's going to be
Just
Jet and Raze. Meanwhile, Velocity, they'll be opting for double initiator again.
now, the thing about the double duelist composition that we have seen over and over again from all of the other Southeast Asian teams is primarily the idea of pure and unfiltered aggression. You need to have confidence in yourself, and sometimes you just need to disregard the team in a lot of ways. You need to make chaos your best friend. You need to have dinner with chaos. You need to go out with chaos. You need to sit out and hang around with chaos and even sleep with chaos if you have to. That's what you need to do to try and make these double dealers compositions work.
Yeah.
And in a way, in how our region is structured as a whole, they rely a lot more on methodical play. And the members of Lethal, if they're following that type of ideology, this double duelist composition is not really going to work out against the sheer raw utility usage that is on the other side. You have flashes to worry about, you have the shock darts, and then there are the slow orbs from the side of Helif, which will slow you down so drastically that you're not going to be able to survive these type of heavy rush executes. You're playing for picks, I get that, but this is gonna be rough. Here comes a play, and already, oh my god, that's a lot of information being given away, boys. It's time to run on back and hope for the best, because the army from the side of Lethal Esports, they're making their way down towards this B side.
Yeah, they have dumped all the utility. They get a bit of info. Sensei! Excellent shot onto Health, who was spotted, I believe, with that recon bolt. But the members of Lethal as well have been spotted. However, Right Twist does not get the drop. Velocity are down 2 members. They're looking for the kills. However, they can't find them. Almost all of the gunfights are being won by the members of Lethal right now. They have successfully overwhelmed their opposition. Velocity can't do anything. Well, now, Vibho, all by himself, can't really do much. He's holding the angle passively, waiting for someone to end up in his crosshairs. Is that gonna happen? Well, someone does. He does get 1 kill. Nah, that will be it. Lethal Esports successful round 1 for their side. Velocity had the information. They knew exactly what their opposition was doing. However, they just could not convert kills. It into kills.
Yeah, that's the sad story there. But then again, it's completely fine. Nothing to really worry about at the end of the day. They got a couple of frags here and there. They get closer to the ultimate points, and that's all that they could hope for. Play the anti-eco right now. Pray that you're going to be able to go in for a win. Someone needs to pull off a miracle, and I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon, because right to AC doesn't even have a gun to try and facilitate this. Maybe with the Sheriff he could have done something, but hey, small victories. They got the ultimate orb.
Around Velocity, they'll be looking to get, the round. Or not the round necessarily. I mean, that's extremely difficult. But get a couple of kills at least. Or maybe get a Spectre or 2 on board. Amaterasu does find
sad,
one.
Man, Helen died to the smoke twice. This poor man.
Oh, Oh, no. Just total wipeout. Yep.
I just feel bad for Helif, man. He was walking right behind Amaterasu. Rafa was trying to kill Amaterasu and accidentally killed Helif. This poor guy. He's feeling the pain. But hey, at least he has a rifle and a sand to mitigate the...
All right, now it's a new side from Velocity that we are seeing. Now they are the ones who are getting a bit aggressive on the A bomb side, and they're using the utility as well. However, over towards B, someone like Vibho, he's playing extremely passively all the way back, like even behind the bomb side. Meanwhile, Lethal Esports, they are going to be using the utility. The Blade Storm comes out as well, and they'll be getting free passage into the bomb side. But can Velocity pull off a successful retake? The members right here who are in the bomb side are looking to delay this execute, and for the time being, they will. All the utility has been dumped. The flanks are coming in for the time being. Velocity still just looking for another kill if they can. Meanwhile, Lethal, they need to get the spike down, and they will.
Spike planted.
They get the spike down, but their bodies are getting dropped onto the floor as well.
Last player
That's the
standing.
one thing that you don't want to drop, and at this point, Android... Yeah, he's gonna be sent back to his maker. 0 and 2 on a flawless round in the hands of the side of Velocity. Give them the guns, and they're gonna be able to tear you down piece by piece. A good flawless to start everything off, but then again, you gotta remember that last round was a bonus round for the side of the attackers. Now that they have their own guns, Velocity, they need to have a solid game plan to make this all work out. But on hindsight, they have Vice in the next round, even if they lose here, so not the end.
Yeah, economically, I mean, this start on the map of Icebox has been far more like consistent and like far more known as what we know about like common Valorant economy. You know, it's not been like thrifties and stuff. That was insane. It was getting very difficult to calculate what was going on. Now, a lot more simpler, a lot more easy for the teams to comprehend as well. This round, though, isn't going to be simple for either one of the teams. I mean, they've really been spread out, and it's going to be a mid to B take for the side of Lethal Esports. However, once more, they have to deal with the flank. Someone like Deathmaker roaming near B garage. He's waiting to spot the
My
Meanwhile,
God,
Sensei
Sensei!
spots the defenders. Both the Jets getting a double kill for themselves. They are popping off. Very soon, it may just be a 1 versus 1 for the time being. It's a 1v2 that Sensei has to pull off. He's gotten 2 already. Needs a bit more. Yes, it is a 1 versus 1. Jet versus Jet after all.
Oh, he needs a peek and beautiful play, Deathmaker! He tapped the spike, he smoked it, he walked away, waited behind the main container, and then Sensei, he had no choice, he needed to dash there. My God, Deathmaker. Giga brain for this, man. Just look at this again. This play was so beautifully done. Deathmaker made no noise. And then he just casually peeked out for the kill. That plant spot was horrendous.
I mean, I guess in a round like what Lethal Esports went for, right, mid to B, they didn't really have a choice to go for a very open, like your default B plan. That's why they went for that, but yeah, end up fighting them.
I think they were worried about Deathmaker just swinging out and trying to go in for the kill, but wasn't Rafa still alive?
I think he was watching B garage, but yeah, Rafa was there. Regardless of that, alright, round got over. Velocity got the win. Now Lethal Esports, they've gone for another. I mean, it's a decent buy from their side, you know. Mainly they do have rifles. What they don't have is a lot of information about the whereabouts of Velocity members, primarily because of this Viper split. Vibho playing smartly near it. Can he spot the members? Amaterasu surely does. Right to ace also peeks, and he gets a triple.
God.
3 of them are headshots right to ace once more, living up to his name. It's gonna be Marzel all by himself. Hey, that's that. Velocity, get another round.
Being concise and calculated. Just how Velocity are when it comes down to their own defensive side. And at the end of the day, that's how you all do it. Beautiful spray down from the members. of velocity. They have the control, they have the sightlines, and now they also have bank to work with. The sheer amount of money that they're running with now could just tip them over the edge. They absolutely have nothing to worry about for the next couple of rounds. 3 rounds consecutively, they can go in for buys regardless if they lose here. But then again, I think that this could just be another one down for the bag. And Android, do they know where he is? They do, right? They don't. Android just slips through the crack and he gets a gun for his team.
Vibodo gets the spike outside of the opposition's hands, and they'll be trying to retrieve it. I believe, yeah, Alpha has successfully gotten that. But on the other hand, Sensei gets the drop of the Deathmaker. Oh, narrowly evades that. He goes for the Blade Storm. He is making that choice for the time being. That's interesting. Lethal Esports, they are still looking to win the round. They need to find an avenue to plant the spike, and I think they will. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
Because
stack
of the
on it. This
Yeah,
wall just completely bamboozled them.
Oh, the boys going back. This is extremely
30
close.
seconds left.
He's gonna go for it. It's a matter of just getting info. As soon as he spotted opposition, I mean, okay, yeah, now with the recon bolt, with the sound cue, Webho knows the spike's gonna go down. So I have to say that velocity, they're on for a retake. Lethal Esports, they've got good post-ground positions. What they lack is a bit of the weaponry. I mean, yeah, right now, you know, they've got the Marshall. Sensei can make great work of it. However, no, unfortunately, can't switched as well. Vibho peaks the angle, loses the gunfight. Rafa survives, and health. He needs to gun down the members. He absolutely has to, but he misses. He's gonna keep on spam fighting. He needs to get another kill. He does. Oh. Got a bit close there, but health manages to survive, and so does right to ace.
Yeah, that was a little bit too dicey at the end of the day because of the shots that they did miss out onto mid. A little bit too much over aggression, I would say. You already know that the spike is no longer present onto mid. You can't just give it up, you just need to walk away from it. But instead, velocity, they took the fight a little bit too overheated, I would say. But hey, regardless, they won out the round, and little bits of damage being done on that regard, but it's okay. Not the end of the world. Okay. Okay, buddy. I love that. I love that plan so much. Because that's something that I do on a regular basis with my duo partner. I was like, wait, is he gonna go on top of the wall? Yep. Beautiful play from Helif, and Deathmaker gets that off angle and takes down Lucia. That's gonna be beautiful. Do the damage. Take them down a couple of pegs here. And Sensei, he's good for one, but he's not gonna be good for the second anytime soon. Maybe he finds it, but to win this round, it's a gone case entirely.
No, he can't. 70 HP on him, Spike is in there, Velocity passively holding the angle, Sensei will be peeking. That's it, triple kill for Deathmaker, Vibho as well, really stepping up. Good round, amazing round for the side of Velocity. They gun down the members of Lethal Esports right there in the attacker spawn. And that's the thing, Lethal Esports, just a bit of the situational awareness right now. It's not completely there as it would be, as it should have been if you're competing against a team with the likes of, and with the caliber of Velocity Esports. You know, first it was that play with a Sage wall near vents that happened, that Deathmaker did. I mean, Lethal Esports, they didn't see for that. Yeah, it's an off-angle play. I get it. And then there was also, you know, what Vibho did, just pushing up to Garage. Lethal not
Hey,
aware.
this is bad.
Oh, Deathmaker can't escape that. Vibho, why is he still picking the angle? Why is he still why? Deathmaker at the very least saw like 3 members. Vibho chose to stay there.
A little bit of a confused Unga Bunga moment.
Yeah, big one.
It's completely fine. Nothing to really worry about. It's all part of the process. Here comes the mid flank, and yep, this mid flank's gonna shut everything down. Marzel 1, 2, and 3. I don't know what happened in this run. It feels as the velocity they just got.
This was bad.
Yeah, this was just an overheat. And it felt as though they shut their brains off while trying to go in for this push. This was an autopilot play. But hey, sometimes it happens after you win out on like 5 consecutive rounds.
Mhm.
Nothing to worry about. Mentally reset yourself. Play for the next round. Let's see what they have in store for us now. With Deathmaker going on to the operator. That's good.
And certainly is nice. And now, yeah, the question has to be asked, and I'm thinking, what's gonna be like the most predictable end of this half?
That's
Like,
a
what's gonna be the
sage.
score? Okay,
You know that this is a stage, right?
speaks. He just speaks. Once more. He
Uh,
just speaks.
the-
He
the-
just speaks.
Spike down.
What?
Bro,
He's on an ace. Help's on an ace. Give it to him. Come on. He just speaks.
this is a sage, by the way, that's doing this.
Brother, all he does is just watches and kills just go. Like, one more. Now, in instant replay, just holding another. Holding another. He just holds the angle. And every single opponent in front of him dies.
Just so good. He doesn't need to worry about anything. He's a sage. He's a battle sage for a reason. And you can see why confidence is such a key factor in this game. This man didn't have a worry in the entire world, and he just peeked a corner and got kills out of it. Okay, but maybe this is gonna be a problem because hell, he's gonna pay the ultimate price for his own life, but Vebor, he gets the kill regardless, with Deathmaker being able to find another one over towards the B side. This operator still holding down strong, but he's giving it up. Madarasu holding from mid, a passive angle for the side of Deathmaker, and I like this. Not too much aggression, but Deathmaker, he's gonna get spotted, and Marzal's creeping his way up through from the side of Kitchen. He's gonna get spotted though. That's gonna be the angle. That's gonna be a fight, and Deathmaker's gonna be able to find that kill regardless. Right to ace, shuts down Marzal. Now Lucia, it's all up to him. But Deathmaker, he's gonna expect it, but he's not gonna be able to find that shot. The double ding to the forehead's gonna be the thing that shuts him down.
Right, still around 1 for velocity, and I think I asked this question like 2 rounds ago, but then Health had an insane round. Like, I'm gonna ask this question to you. What do you think is gonna be the end result of this half? Because we are nearly okay. Yeah, it's 2 more rounds remain. It was a better question a little while ago. But do you think it's gonna be like 8-4? Because honestly, to me, that feels like a decent score. If Velocity are really like overpowering the members of Lethal, they can absolutely go for a 9-3. But 8-4 feels like it'll be more on the table.
Do you believe that currently it really does depend on this round? Considering the buys that we're looking at and the economy, Lethal are not gonna have any money whatsoever in the following round if they do lose here. So I'm expecting a 9-3, to be honest, considering the positions of Velocity in this round. You can see what they have, and they can just completely hold for it. But instead, Marzal, he completely switches it up, and this guy's just peeking. Come on, what more? He wants it. He should be able to get it, but no. The angle's being given away, and Helep is right under to the side of Hell. Right to his is gonna be good for another one, and Lucia, he's not able to find the position. Oh god.
Oh my god, dude.
This is what I mean.
Velocity are just delaying the members of Lethal. Like,
There's
this
something
doesn't
that they
feel
can
like it's
do.
a
How do you
downside.
plan? They can't
Exactly.
plan.
For the switch.
It doesn't feel like Lethal Esports are in a bomb set. It feels like Lethal Esports are like in a bank or a government office, and Velocity is like, nope, get to that person there. There's the Sage in the corner. Nope, there's the Jet on top. Kill that Jet. No, actually, the shock dot's there from the Sova. You have to kill the Sova first. Lethal Esports aren't really aware what's going on. Velocity are pinging them around like that pinball machine, and they're wasting so much precious time that the attackers need. When you go for a
Not
Viper
even
spin,
time anymore. It's just
Yeah,
a commitment here, CCB. They're
Exactly.
committing to the site. They're throwing everything that they have against Velocity, but Velocity are like, oh, it's a shock dart. Oh, it's a Viper spin. Oh, it's just a couple of sync bites coming in. We don't care.
all of the utility, all of the resources of Lethal Esports were entirely exhausted, entirely gone. And then Velocity just simply got kills. Even look at this right now. Vivo, Health, Vandal, double headshots. That's it. Spike's gonna go down. Does it matter? No. Why? Because
My
someone like Deathmaker
God.
gets a double kill. Rafa with the Spectre, good for him. He manages to get 2 for himself. But now Velocity managed to end this half 9-3.
9-3.
The final 2 rounds. These
That's
were
what I said.
massacres. Yeah, you were correct. Velocity really looking very strong.
No, that's primarily based upon the positioning of what Velocity are trying to do. The thing is, Velocity are not even doing rocket science. They're just holding down the angles that Lethal are pushing for what? The last 4 rounds, I do believe. They try to brute force their way in towards the side, and it's just not gonna work out. They're missing on a lot of their shots as well, primarily because, hey, Lethal, they don't have confidence. How are you gonna hit your shots if you are failing constantly over and over again? It's just not gonna happen, and Velocity, they're taking full advantage of it. I would say the 9-3 curse, man, but in this
Oh,
situation,
shut
but I don't
the-
think that the
shut up,
curse
shut
is
up.
gonna save them. Hey,
There is
you
no
have to
such thing.
believe in the 9-3 curse, because
No.
no, on the international stage, one team
International.
screamed the 9-3 curse, and then they won the game.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Alright. On the international stage, teams are also saying "Let's go, boys," and then they proceed to lose. So that's also happened. Now we see the members of Lethal Esports. They are really aggressive, and so far, I mean, to an extent, it has been paid off. You know, they get a couple of kills. More specifically, they have forced back Velocity like really passively. Most of their members were right there on the bomb side. Sorry, on the spawn, not the bomb side, and they were holding these angles. Now, Velocity have managed to bounce back from it. They've not only gotten the man advantage, they've gotten B side control. They're looking for the spike to be planted. They, for now, they won. However, they're just waiting for the angles, and they're looking to win this round based on gunfights. And engaging in these gunfights, it is dangerous for Lethal because they
Rafa
overextend
just
a little
jumped
bit.
off his wall and just confused Unga Bunga much?
Ugh.
30 seconds left. Spike planted.
Spike's gonna go down. That is favorable to Velocity, and honestly, I mean, yeah, okay. Overall, this round looks like Lethal gonna have a hard time to win it. They have to play for trades, and even then, it's gonna be quite difficult because, yeah, they're just entirely overpowered. And Amaterasu gets a 4K actually. Alright, went by a little unnoticed, but still won't be unnoticed by his teammates. Great performance from him in this round. Pistol round being quite important. Velocity already on double digits.
Marasu, he's overflowing with the confidence, picks up a rifle almost immediately. Deathmaker's sticking to his signature goals, I do believe, but no, he's investing into the Spectre. He wants to close this off as fast as he possibly can, and I understand that. Lethal as a team, they just need time to figure out Velocity, but Velocity, they're just not giving them any. No space, no nothing, flashes, slows, everything's being thrown, and Rafa's not going to be able to get anywhere because of it. Deathmaker gets the first kill. That's the opening frag, and he got it on towards the stage as well. And no more heals, no more nothing. How do you want to hold the sights? You're just gonna die out a very painful and horrible death because Deathmaker's already in towards your side. And it's done. It's dusted. And a flawless round for the side of Velocity.
Is this it? Is this, unfortunately for Lethal Esports, a loss overall in this best of 3 because only 2 rounds separate them and going down into the lower brackets? And honestly, I don't see them in a I don't see them like trying to get the map of Icebox. They may just get a couple more rounds. Sure, that can happen. I'm not saying against that, but overall, Icebox seems highly unlikely. And even if they win Icebox on bind, they will have better chances, but it's such a long process. And Velocity do have an iron grip over this victory. So for the time being, Let's see how the map progresses. Velocity, all of them near mid.
Oh, the
Marvel,
Marcel, I love that. I
angle,
love this.
gets a double and he dinks right to ace down to 6 HP, but members of Velocity have managed to get into the B bomb side. They've planted the spike. Can they hold this post plant though? That is the bigger and tougher question.
Your fault.
Beautiful movement. Oh my god, that shot was instantaneous. I think he's dead, yep. He didn't expect another member to be there, but still he put the situation down to a 2 versus 2. So this is beautiful. That angle, this post plant is really difficult for them to hold. But then one toxic screen just sees the flow of the battle. Pepper, this guy does not miss. He knows exactly where everyone is. Lucio, aggressive angle, but right to ace is a lot more wiser than you think. 2-3. 12 and 3, ladies and gentlemen. I think it's done. Because now the defenders, they don't have buys to work with. Very broken guns. And their spirits are just as broken as their economy as well. This is a tall order to win out on 9 rounds consecutively against Velocity that have pretty much caused a landslide to slide over the members of Lethal Esports. I think it's
so
over.
so far the performance of Velocity have been really
Oh,
good. Now we see Deathmaker.
Oh.
Okay. Hey,
Hey, he overheated. It's fine.
Alright, remaining members of Velocity, it is a 3 versus 4. Alright. Lethal Esports, they may win this round. As a matter of fact, you know what? Just for spice, I hope they do win this round so that Velocity have to bring out, they need to bring out like a new tactic or a strategy to secure their win. But regardless of whatever happens, yeah, Velocity, almost everyone can see it. They are looking really to be one of the favorites of this entire Challenger series. For the time being, though, they most likely are looking to be the team to progress forward in the semi-finals. How long is that going to take? Well, can range from a single round to a lot more. Sensei holding the angle, dashes away. Health has been tagged.
Nice.
Oh, Android. Great stuff. That really is like Spike Rush Raise kind of stuff. That's why I love that. Just Satchel Judge.
The rarest species of the Spike Rush race. How did you like it in the Savannah, Vaida? I heard that
How do I
you're
like
the
it?
ranger of the Savannah.
I do not get that reference, unfortunately. But regardless of that, now we do much as a sniper. Yeah, round secured for Lethal.
Nothing you can do to try and circumvent that. It's completely fine. Hey, if Deathmaker just went in for a willy-nilly play and he nearly got away with it. Sure. Man just updraft dashed onto mid with his knives out.
And then
Intimidation
missed his
tactic.
shots.
No, intimidation tactic. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's just a Deathmaker whiffing his knives.
That was interesting. Now, all right, Deathmaker's back into play. Hey, so far, yeah, sure, he made that one mistake, but honestly, I don't think anyone's gonna doubt Deathmaker's performance. Even in map
Yeah.
1, 23 kills, he's had an amazing day. But that one was funny. Now though, we've got everyone in Velocity attempting and going.
Oh my
to
god,
this
that's
game.
gonna hurt.
That's interesting. Amaterasu gets that kill with the fragment right to his watching the backstab, and yeah, this may just be it. On the back of Amaterasu playing the KO, on the back of all the utility he's throwing out, and the kills that Velocity are getting. They will manage to win this best of 3. Great performance from Velocity.
So they just had the control. Nothing to really worry about. Angles, fights were being taken. And hey, it's Velocity we're talking about. At the end of the day, they do a little bit of a questionable round here and there, but they know how to
Yeah.
close things out when they really need to. The team is trying to work on the problems that they had previously. Initially, when we did the analysis of this team and looking at their past performances, the main problem that they did have is closing out a map. And they're slowly but surely working on it on that regard. But for now, things have calmed down and Velocity. They're looking as strong as ever and even stronger in a couple of different regards when it comes down to their defense. Because their defense doesn't really have a lot of gaps in it like it used to. I couldn't see a
Yeah.
single thing that was wrong with it. And as we head on over towards the match highlights, I want someone in the audience to tell me what exactly Velocity did wrong when it came down to the defense. I understand Helip's an absolute demon to just push out. How many times was it? This guy's mad. Like, look,
Too many to count.
CCV. First two
Yeah.
rounds, he got killed through a smoke. He didn't even see a single person. This guy is like, all right, I'm gonna show them exactly what happens when you piss me off. And that's exactly what he did. No shots missed, every fight taken, and Velocity played all the mind games in the entire world. The defense was untouchable.
That's the thing, that Velocity in so many aspects of the defense, they were looking very strong. The positioning on Breeze as well. I mean, yeah, so many of the points we are seeing right now can be applied and should be applied to the map of Breeze as well. And with how VLT were playing there, because that was also an extremely dominant, very one-sided defensive showing, where Velocity absolutely obliterated any and all attacks that were set up from Lethal. The positioning being maintained, the kills that Velocity were getting, angles being held, and also the utility usage. I mean, Velocity were really aware of the dynamic of the round, where it was shifting. If Velocity knew they are giving control of a specific part of a map, for example, mid on the map of Breeze, or be it Garage, or right here on Icebox, they are very well aware of that, and they have some form of precaution set up to not allow Lethal Esports to take too much advantage of that. Like, they know, okay, boys, Lethal Esports and their members, they are in B Garage. How do we counter this? Do we set up someone like Vibho deep into the bomb site for them to, just try and kill? Meanwhile, we have someone like Deathmaker, prop up a flank from mid. Things like those are what Velocity already accounted for. And because they accounted for it, it ended up more likely than not working in their favor and them winning.
It's rough on that regard. At the end of the day, just drop a couple of Ys here and there, and they're just it just doesn't happen. You can see in so many of these rounds, Velocity, they were just playing their own game out here. It was as if the members of Lethal, they felt more outside their comfort zone than Breeze.
Mhm.
And Icebox was their home map. They just got, I wouldn't even say they got anti-stratted here, CCB.
Yeah, no, Velocity were just playing their own game. Like, they were doing their own thing.
Yeah. And I really don't know what to say other than just rewatch the VODs at this point. You can't really
Mm,
give analysis for
true.
something that just felt like a default play from Velocity. Velocity, they didn't even need to do much. They just stacked the site and won out on gunfights. And the Esports, they were playing way too stiff. No one was holding crossfire angles to try and even go in for a trade, but trades were pretty much impossible considering how Velocity were playing. Like, hell if, how do you stop a man that's just running into sight, then peeking out of the sight line on defense, mind you, on a Sage, and got 4 kills and walked away as if nothing happened to him.
Man, yeah, there were many instances from the side of Lethal Esports where either A, they were lacking the situational awareness. I still remember that one round where Vibho, just like all he did was do one of the most basic things as a defender, like just push up a B garage. And he just peeked towards attacker spawn. He used the ADS on that Vandal and he got 2 kills. Simple as that. And overall, looking at the scoreboard, Vibho, I was just speaking of him, great performance. 329 average combat score, Deathmaker as well, 19 kills. Yeah, if you're talking about Velocity today on a purely like a fragging basis, Deathmaker was obviously the star of the show. I'm not saying other members didn't like frag or anything. No, no, no. I mean, even right now, everyone in Velocity has more than 10 kills. Everyone did their part. But Deathmaker overall had the best performance. But honestly, it doesn't even matter. There were so many highlight worthy moments. From the side of Lethal Esports, yes, there were standout performances. Sensei was there. He did have those 12 kills in total. There were a couple of instances of someone like Rafa and Android also with the Spectre. They were going insane. They were getting the multi kills. But overall, in the larger scheme of things, everyone in Lethal Esports was just overshadowed by Velocity's kills and the frags. And yeah, that's the thing, that overall, because of the fact that, the side of Velocity, they had like every single aspect of their attack and their defense just 100% in control. The kills, the angles, the peaks, the utility usage, the timing as well. The timing was a big factor. I mean, yeah, if we bring our memory back to how exactly Breeze ended, there was no time for the side of Lethal Esports to plant in that final round. Sensei could not do that. So yeah, Lethal Esports were just completely caught by the wayside. And for the time being, Velocity are looking like a far stronger opponent to them.
Yeah, let's head on over towards the series MVP screen and see exactly who fragged out the most. And we all know who fragged out the most.
Yeah.
It's Deathmaker, 42 kills, 20 deaths, 4 assists. This man doesn't need assists. He gets all the kills himself. 201 ATR and 9 first bloods throughout the entire series. He knows what he needs to do. 313 ACS. This man is just on fire. And if this is a level of performance that he's going to showcase throughout this entire tournament against the other teams, consider something. Lethal Esports, they're known to be one of the better underdogs of this entire tournament. They're the ones who have the spotlight on top of them, and they can easily take down a couple of the other tier 2 teams as well. And they're getting there. And if Velocity are showcasing this much of a performance, and if Deathmaker is able to do something like this against a pretty strong team, then I don't know what he's going to do against the other ones, man. Down the line, Velocity, they're going to be a menace throughout the entirety of their bracket.
Oof, it's gonna be interesting, and yeah, Velocity certainly like 100% the Giants to be overthrown by any one of the teams, and whoever is paired up against them, they are gonna have a difficult time in playing against them, trying to win whole of the ordeal as well. Velocity certainly looking like the favorites. I mean, we haven't seen the performances of other teams. This has only been the first quarterfinal. We have 3 more quarterfinals. That's only in the upper brackets. This is a long tournament. That's gonna take a while, and that's exactly why we have so much entertainment and we have so much more to see. This is literally just the start. Taking a look at the brackets as well, when I say this is literally just the start, yeah, you can see it. The brackets haven't been filled yet. The matches, so many of them yet to be played. If anyone is unaware, up until the grand finals, all the matches are going to be a best of 3. Like today's match was right here, Breeze and Icebox, 2 maps. And the grand finals are going to be a best of 5, as it usually is here at the Esports Club. So far, we are done with only a single upper bracket quarterfinal. We have the lower bracket matches as well. Lethal Esports going to be interesting, seeing who they'll be paired up against. Meanwhile, Velocity, they can have a bit of a rest day right now. And like, they'll have a lot of time to rest because for the time being in our upcoming days as well, make sure you do follow the Esports Club on our social media. We'll be posting the schedule of our matchups, but it's going to be the other upper bracket quarterfinals. So Velocity, at the very least, they have 3 more days to rest. And then they will play against the winners of True Rippers and M42 Esports. So whenever True Rippers up against and M42 takes place, Velocity, all they have to do, just watch the match, study the teams, see who's the winner, prepare against them, and this victory has really cemented VLT's position. But for the time being, yes, this concludes today's stream as well. We only had a single best of 3. I hope all of you watching enjoyed it. You know, we certainly did right here at the Esports Club. Great entertainment. And so far, thank you everyone for tuning in. This is it from our side. Thank you for watching LG Ultragear presents the Esports Club Challenger Series powered by ZOTAC Gaming. We'll sign off and we'll see you very, very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.